There we go. Today, President Biden signed the Postal Reform Act of 2020. That replaces the Postal Reform Act of 2006 that evidently didn't reform things enough because, once again, the post office was broke until now. Going broke as a government-guaranteed monopoly takes considerable skill. But here, we, the taxpayers, are bailing the post office out for billions and billions, tens of billions of dollars. Plus, much like such government services in the old Soviet Union, the USPS is painfully awful and keeps getting worse. Here is the USPS's latest service standards. In fact, it can now take a first-class letter 5 days to get across the country. Congratulations, you are slower than the other quasi-government organization to get across the country, Amtrak. Need some toilet bowl cleaner or groceries? Order it from Amazon. It will be to your house before you go to bed. Hungry? DoorDash can have your Chick-fil-A to your door in 30 minutes. FedEx delivers most packages overnight. Walmart says you can pick anything up in their store in 2 hours, and then there's the post office. First-class mail now takes 5 days. In fact, as only the government can do, the less it does, the longer it takes and the more expensive it gets. This graph shows mail volume in blue from 1989 to present. There is less mail volume. The red line shows average days it takes to deliver a letter, less than 2 days in '89 to roughly 3 days today on half the volume of mail, at more than twice the cost. In 1989, a first-class stamp cost a quarter. Today, it's 58 cents. And of course, Christmas time, who knows? It can take weeks or months for the mail to arrive. It's telling that the big unions, the American Postal Workers Union and the National Association of Letter Carriers, both praise the bill, and why wouldn't they? It's no skin off their back. If held to any modern standards, their employer, the post office, would be out of business. The workers would be out of a high-paying job, which is impossible to fire people from. Working for the government, or even a quasi-government operation, is about as good as it gets. Think about the name of the bill, the Postal Reform Act, to reform, to make changes in something in order to improve it. In fact, they made the post office worse with this. In typical Washington speak, this bill doesn't improve anything for the taxpayers, the customers of the post office. In fact, post office retirees now go on Medicare, which saves the post office money but costs taxpayers a lot more. As for the post office retirement plan, it moves the red ink around, kicking the proverbial can of government dysfunction down the road. So we will all get a bill for that soon, in addition to ever more expensive stamps. Stay tuned. And in fairness, the post office has a tough job. Not only do they deliver during the rain, the sleet, or the snow, but they also have to deliver by mule. They are mandated by Congress to deliver mail to all of America for the same price. And in the Grand Canyon, that means hiring mules. And mules these days, as we understand it, are quite expensive. They have to be trained and fed and the like. Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution gave Congress the power to establish post offices and post roads, as you can see from the Commerce Clause. There you go. The Congress shall have the power to lay, collect taxes, duties, imports, pay the debts, and provide for the common defense of the general welfare of the United States. It goes on as the Constitution does. For a while, things worked out pretty well, especially in the time of horses, then airmail during World War II. So now the post office has accomplished something truly unique for a governmental organization. It proved a politician correct. President Reagan said government looks at things that work through a simple lens. If it moves, tax it. If it keeps moving, regulate it. And if it stops moving, subsidize it. And there you go. The post office started out taxed, then regulating, and now we all subsidize it. Sadly, there has yet to be anything in history that went from subsidized to tax. So look out for more postal reform bills in our future. That's our final point tonight. We'll be right back with some news about my best friend. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.